If you're over 60 and you think that retirement is just about the money, you're already behind, because real retirement readiness, it's a lot about your body and your mind and your future purpose. Today, I'm going to give you 5 essential areas that you must prepare for so that you don't just survive retirement, you enjoy it. So, I'm Charles. Thank you for being here with me today. Uh, Listen, stay with me, because I'm going to give you those 5 essential areas that it can change how your retirement really looks. You know, the reason why this matters to me is because, listen, I'm turning 60 this year, and I have to prepare myself. I don't know how far down the road it is before my retirement starts, but I want to be ready to transition from the position that I hold now to what I'm going to be doing when I retire. Because listen, I don't plan on retiring from this job and going home and sitting on the couch and watching The Price is Right every day, every morning, and then in the evening time, Gunsmoke. That ain't me. So many people, they prepare financially, but they neglect their health and their mindset and their purpose. And those 3 things there matters a lot in retirement, because without them, you have no life. You have no retirement. You can have all the money in the world, but if your health and your mindset and you don't have a purpose, you're not going to be able to enjoy your retirement. So, what you don't prepare for today, it becomes a big struggle tomorrow. So we have to be prepared. Now, listen, number 1 is our physical fitness. This is very important, because to enjoy retirement, like I said, we have to be physically fit. Our bodies, after 60 for sure, we start deteriorating a little bit, even though we don't realize it. Things start happening, transitions in our body, because things start slowing down. And we cannot allow our bodies to slow down with what's going on in our bodies. We've got to press through. We've got to keep ourselves active. Physical fitness in retirement is a very important key factor here, because it's going to help us keep our strength up, keep our balance, keep mobility. It's not about bodybuilding. We don't have to bodybuild, because God knows I'm not going to do that. It's just about our independence. And to have independence in retirement, we've got to maintain physical fitness. And it's going to help me and Michelle, because we love to travel, and we travel to Disney World quite often, and we just got started in these cruising, and cruising's really not my thing, but we did have a good time recently on our Disney cruise. But it's not my thing. But in order to maintain this lifestyle in our retirement, it's not about just being financially able, it's about being physically fit. So that plays a lot into spending time with your grandkids also, and avoiding falls and hospital stays. We've just got to stay physically fit. That's number 1. The number 1 idea that we must focus on in our retirement. Now, if your body breaks down in retirement, your plans, they slow down, and we don't want that. We've got to keep going in our retirement until the end. So number 2 is financial security. Of course, financial security is a big factor here, but it's not just about savings. You know, you've got to know what your monthly expenses are. And I hope that before you retire, you just get you a piece of paper and sit down, and hopefully you've paid off a lot of the stuff that's not necessary, that we put on ourselves all the time, these extra things that we want. But sit down and put on a piece of paper what your expected monthly expenses going out are: your light bill, your telephone bill, your water bill, your gas, groceries is a big thing. Not only that, your insurance. You've got car insurance, you've got house insurance. Another thing is you need to allow for inflation, because you know that we're going to face inflation every year or every few years. It's going to go up a little bit, and gas can go up $1 in a month or two, and it can go back down. But you've got to be prepared for this. You got your health care, you got your different emergency situations that may come up. We've got to plan for these, before we pull the trigger on retirement. So this is just another one of those essential areas that we need to look at before we retire. So it reduces debt and simplifies our lifestyle. Retirement, it isn't about being rich. We're not going to be rich. It's just about being prepared. Now, number 3 is mental preparation, identity and mindset. We've got to be prepared for, whenever we retire, we're losing a routine. We go to work every day for the past 20, 30, 40 years. You've got a routine and an identity. And many people in day one of retirement, they struggle with boredom and loneliness and just feeling unneeded. And we've got to have something to take the place of that whenever we retire. So we're going to have new routines, learn something new, and just stay mentally active. We've got to stay active every day. Don't go home and lay down on the couch every day. For one thing, your wife or your significant other's not going to let you. We think that whenever we retire, that we are going to quit clicking the time clock for the man. But listen, whenever you retire, believe it or not, you got a new time clock, because your wife or your significant other, that's your new boss. Yep, that's going to be your new boss, believe it or not. So get ready for that, because those honeydews are coming. So listen, you don't just retire from life. You retire into a new one. You got a new life. So plan accordingly. So the next idea that we need to focus on is purpose and daily structure. The why. Why do I exist? What am I doing today? What is my purpose today? No job equals no automatic purpose. We don't have that purpose anymore. So purpose, it keeps you moving forward. So we got to build another purpose. We've got to have something. We retire from our job. We're not retiring from our job. We're retiring to something else, to a different purpose. So some of the things that you can do to have a daily structure is volunteering. Michelle, she volunteers every Friday. She does Meals on Wheels. She's still working, but she works half a day on Fridays. But listen, on Fridays, She delivers meals from the local nutritional services people, and she delivers meals to people that are shut in and unable. She gets a thrill out of that. It does something for her. Last Friday, she took two of our granddaughters with her, young granddaughters, and they would go up to the door, and I think she said they would say meal service or something like that. Anyway, that's something that you need to look at. Being a volunteer, or you may consider a part-time job, just something small, non-stressful. I don't know, a library aide, anything. Find something to keep yourself busy, because us men folks, listen, we're going to be busy because you know who is going to keep us busy? The other boss, the main boss. Yeah, Michelle. Anyway, we get some hobbies. I got me some chickens. I got 12 chickens last year. And listen, I love my chickens. They're my pets. They see me driving up every day, every evening, and son, they just start going crazy. They know I'm coming out there to give them their treats. And I love my chicken. That's one of my hobbies. When I retire, I may get me 12 more, because hopefully I'm going to have time to tend to them if Michelle don't have something else for me to do. So another thing is just faith and community service, church activities. Get more involved. If you are a member of a church, get more involved in whatever they got going on. And look here, what I do, content creation. I just started this channel last May, and I'm working on my community online. That's why I need for you to subscribe. If you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to my channel. It helps me. It helps me because YouTube is going to see that you subscribed, you liked this channel, you watched it to the end, and they're going to push it out to other people, because there's more people that needs to hear this. And you can help those people by subscribing to my channel. And then they're going to be able to reap the benefits like you are, hopefully. So that's what one of my hobbies is now, is this content creation. That's something, ain't it? I'm a content creator. So, oh well. Listen, if you don't have a purpose, you will decline. So a man or a woman without a purpose, purpose don't rest. They rust. People without a purpose, they don't rest. They rust. Number 5, social relationship health. Social and relationship health. Who do you do life with? I understand that there's some people that are alone. Some people don't have a companion. Some people don't even have kids, and that's fine. But listen, in retirement, retirement can isolate you. It can make you feel more alone, because when you retire, you're not going to work every day to interact with your coworkers and your boss and in the public like I do. I deal with the public. You don't have that anymore. You need to make sure that you have some friends in your circle. You need to have somebody, that you can call and talk to, and that's part of that volunteering. If you volunteer, you're interacting with people, and you need that in retirement. You don't want to isolate yourself when you retire. And that's one thing that can happen, because listen, when you retire, you lose a lot. You may gain your freedom, but you're going to lose a lot of relationships. Trust me. And your friend circle's going to shrink when the work ends. So get you some friends or stay healthy in your relationships. You got to find somebody to do life with in retirement. Maybe not a companion, but friends to take trips with, friends to go places with. Marriage changes when both people are home full time too. Me and Michelle get along great when she's at work and I'm at work. But listen, if we was home every day by ourselves, it may not work out as good. So she's going to have to find something and I'm going to have to find something. We cannot just sit in the house all day and drink coffee together. It seems wonderful, but trust me, it's not. We've got to stay busy. So strong relationships, they make richer retirement than money will ever be. So just a little recap here. Physical fitness is number one. Number two, financial security. We've got to have that. Mental preparedness, number three. Number four, purpose and daily structure. You got to have that. And number five, social and relationship health. If you prepare in these five areas, retirement becomes a season of growth instead of decline. So listen, if this video helped you any today, please consider liking it. Like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. I hope that you have a great day, and listen, I will see you in that next video. Thank you.